Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Magda and I'm a product expert in Foyr. In today's video, we're gonna create a house elevation and I will also add a front garden to make it even more realistic on our render. Let's start. So we have double-story detached house. This is the front and we will create a nice elevation. Now the first step that we're going to do is to go to File, Settings, and we will switch off the Auto Hide wall so we are able to see all the walls all around, and then we can create our elevation. For this one, I will use the Create New Product tool and I will add a bit more interest into the front of the house. So these are the balcony door, and here we'll add a balcony from which we will have hanging plants. Then we will add an arch entryway, and then we will also create arches around our arched windows, and we will add plants that will hang from the top. The next step will be to create front garden so our elevation looks even better and more realistic on render. So first of all, I will start with the balcony. So for that, I will use the Create New Product tool, Create Yourself, and Rectangle. Now I will draw a rectangle. And with push and pull, I will give it some depth. Now by using line offset, I will measure out the width of our balcony walls. We will use the trim tool to trim away these elements. And now I will use the push and pull to create the cavity for the balcony. Now we can make this part a bit wider. And now we will add another rectangle, and that will work as our plant pot. Now when we have the balcony ready, we will create the arched entryway above our doors. So again, Create New Product tool, Create Yourself, and Rectangle. A bit of push and pull. We will give it more depth at a later stage. Now I will click on Done. I will resize this just a bit. And now I will move it aside. And now I will move these doors so I can see them when I'll be creating my arch. So now I will click on this item and go to Modify. I will turn on the environment, and now I can see the arched doors. Now I will trace over the shape and I will try to be as close to the shape as possible. So first I will use the rectangle tool and I will start somewhere here, and we will just trace it with the rectangle. Now we will go with the arc tool. We can try to start here and create a similar arch. Now the trim tool, we will trim away these parts, and now the push and pull, and we will remove this part. Now click on Done, move the door where they were, And now move this one so it's touching our outside wall. Now we can resize these doors to match the shape a bit more. Now modify, turn on the environment, and with the push and pull we can give it a bit more depth. So we have one part done, and now we will create something similar for this side. So I will also create cavities and like arch shape around our arched windows. So again, create new product tool, create yourself, and rectangle. Now we will trace over this part. We will give it some depth. And we will repeat the same steps as we did for our doors. Now I will click on the elevation and I will go with modify, and I will create an extra space for our hanging plants as we will add them to the elevation. Now we will add a flat roof. So for that again I will use the create new product tool. Before we will start adding textures and lights, I will also create our front garden area. Again, create new product tool, create yourself, and rectangle. We will give it some depth. Now we'll go with the offset tool, and we will use the push and pull to create the cavity. We will just leave the bottom part so we're able to apply texture on it. Now we will create a footpath around the house. To do that, we will click on the shape that we just created and go with modify. We will unhide our environment, and now we can play with the outside. Now we can start playing with textures and then add lights. Our elevation is ready. Now we're gonna take a render. And that's how our elevation turned out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check the link in the description for 14 days free trial of Foyr Neo. Thank you for watching and happy designing.